Hi, and welcome back to I'm a Happy Enchilada, and a big welcome to all our first-timers today. Thanks so much for tuning us in. I'm Don Culver, and I'll be your host. And today we dive into our 150th episode in the Something to Consider series of topics here at Enchilada. Whoa! Now, if you've been doing a lot of work on yourself to improve your life or have been doing therapy, you will likely recognize our topic. If not, it will be a new area of your life that is certainly worth exploring to see how you're doing with it, and an opportunity to learn valuable tips and ideas on improving on it in your life. So, our topic for today is self-compassion. Yeah, at first it may seem almost egotistical to practice self-compassion, but if you'll hang in here with me for just a moment, I think you'll find that it is an important part of a person's well-being and much more. Now, the simple definition of self-compassion is simply the process of turning compassion inward. Whoa! So what does it mean to be self-compassionate, you wonder? Well, self-compassion entails being warm and understanding toward ourselves when we suffer, fail, or feel inadequate, rather than ignoring our pain or beating ourselves up with self-criticism. And what are the three elements of self-compassion? According to Dr. Christy Neff, the three elements of self-compassion are mindfulness, self-kindness, and common humanity. And a good example of self-compassion is treating yourself the way you would treat your best friend. Oh man, I like that idea. Now, I like the idea of becoming my own best friend, of course. That also means getting rid of that hypercritical voice in your head that reminds you at every turn that you're worthless. You're a failure and never get it right. It's all lies, of course, but if one hears those lies over and over again for years, we can tend to start believing them and give the voice in our head some credibility and let that voice shut down our every attempt to improve our lives and continue on in mediocrity and maybe even self-loathing. Ouch! Well, it turns out learning self-compassion isn't like learning a whole new skill. It's more like learning to respond to ourselves in the same way we would respond to a good friend. Ooh, I like that. Now, what's the opposite of self-compassion, you ask? Well, I mentioned it already. It's self-criticism. Yikes! It's a very negative style of thinking, often linked to difficult emotions and mental health problems. Now, those who are highly self-critical need to develop the ability to relate to themselves in a compassionate way. The truth is, self-compassion may be a valuable coping resource when people experience negative life events. People who are self-compassionate are less likely to catastrophize negative situations, experience anxiety following a stressor, and avoid challenging tasks for fear of failure. Now, being kind to yourself may not come easy, but research shows that practicing self-compassion has many benefits for your mental health. If you tend to judge yourself harshly, criticize your thoughts and actions, or blame yourself for small mistakes, know that you're not alone. So now, here are some ways to increase our levels of self-compassion. First, identify and ditch the negative self-talk. Take care of your physical health. Practice gratitude. Take time to grieve. Learn from your mistakes. And be generous to yourself and others. Some great ideas there, huh? And check these tips out as well for cultivating more self-compassion in your day-to-day life. Treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. Remember, everyone is thinking about you a whole lot less than you think they are. Don't believe everything you think. Feel your feelings. And practice mindfulness. Ooh, cool. More great ideas to consider here. I noticed something that if you are a regular viewer, you may have noticed too. The practice of mindfulness comes up as a way to improve or overcome in most of the topics we discuss. We did an episode on mindfulness a couple years ago, and it was episode number 20. Maybe we ought to do that episode again for people that may not have been with us back then, right? It's a very important topic. Actually, there may be a number of topics we may need to revisit from time to time just to catch people up. And I think we've covered enough info today on self-compassion. If you need more info, just Google self-compassion. You'll find a ton more about it there. Well, that's all I've got. So until next time, God bless and be a happy enchilada. Bye.